Yes, they have my whole.
I was young, but now I'm older. And I ain't never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Yeah, it's been a long, long journey, but he's been right there by my side. It's been a long journey, right there by my side. Yes, it's been a long journey. Yes, it has. Right there by my side. He's been right there. He's been right there. Right there by my side. Yeah, it's been a long journey, but God's been right there by my side. Long journey, God has been right there by my side. It's been a long.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the St. James Show. I am your host, St. James. Look who we have here. A bunch of saints. I ripped them out of the chat section, and we are just going to talk about it tonight. We have JP. What's up, JP?
How are you doing? Hey, Saints.
So how was your day today?
My day was good. I cannot complain. This is my motto. I say, I've never had a bad day, St. James, but I've had some days that were better than others.
Come on now. Talk about it. Yes, yes. Jesse, unmute yourself. What's going on?
Well, praise the Lord, hallelujah, saints
Oh,
and
my-
bishop.
It is working. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and Really B is here. She'll chime in a minute. But we want to thank each and every one of you. Who do we have in the building tonight? Man, we got a bunch of saints up in here. Ann Brock came on through, and P. Hall, of course. Inspire. I need you to give me that definition that you had for Carnal church sector. Could you type that in for me? Ben said he's going to be running for the general board of the Carnal church sector. So when he pays his $10,000, we'll consider him. All right. You know, it costs some money. What's up,
Dudes.
Jacqueline? Lokovich is in the house. Man, who else is here? Tasha Haynes, my ex-wife's last name. It's all good. All right, so Jeff Thomas and many, many more. Thank you so much, Prince James, for joining us. And those of you who have already hit like, thank you so much. Please continue to hit like and do share. All right, will you share for me? Because when you share and when you hit like and when you continue to enjoy the St. James Show, Jesse, guess what happens?
You get blessed.
Lord, I want to thank you. 14,000 subscribers hit today. And I can only thank all of the saints here at the St. James Show and the Carnal Church sector, which you're over there as well, streaming live. And make sure that the mods that you're putting the Carnal Church sector link in the chat. And we want to definitely put all of our panelists' links in the chat as well. JP, who's JP? I know JP as being the most beautiful life coach. Who's JP? Tell us.
Yes, you got it right. JP is, a lot of my background has to do with human resources, St. James, and I spent many, many years in HR and kind of took that path to go into coaching and through ministry tracks and so forth. But life coaching is one of my passions. My focus for many, many years has been really to women, and I have a nonprofit organization called Empowered for Purpose.
Empowered for Purpose.
Empowered for Purpose. Yeah.
And are you on YouTube? What's your social media?
No, I'm not on YouTube yet. I have not
Okay.
launched my channel. I've been
Okay.
working on that. I'm currently working on it as we speak, but I'm just, taking my time because I want to make sure that it's the right timing for it. So,
Gotcha.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Sounds good. So you mix a little bit of the your life coaching goes from the spiritual,
right.
helping with the spiritual, binding
Yeah,
that carnal, and also presenting practical ways of
correct.
living this life.
Yeah, because it's a holistic approach, right? We
Right.
we have, it's not oftentimes, and this is one of the things that I learned being in the church. The church deals with the spiritual
Yeah.
aspect of
Yeah.
of man, right? But fails sometimes to address the emotional side, right? The
Right. Right. Right.
trauma,
Right.
the side that hasn't, that's not reflective or not exposed. And so I like to get to what is really what is the need of this person, because
Right.
you don't always get it in the church, unfortunately.
They
So,
just say pray about it and read your Bible.
right. And some things you need more than that,
You need more than that. You need practical
Yeah,
applications. You need testimonies of others. You need
right.
ideas. So yeah, I
And
appreciate
truth. Yeah.
that's what
And
you do.
yeah, and truth and transparency, St. James.
Uh-oh.
'Cause we have
We
to be
don't
we
we
have
don't
to be
like that.
truthful. No, we don't. We don't like that. We like to hide behind the King
Yeah.
James version, but
Right, 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 right.
there's truth and transparency, and I've been able to reach more people by just being real.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, OG? Jesse. Who is Jesse?
A mess. A mess. I do a little bit of something, a little bit of everything. I do a little bit of music.
And you have a YouTube channel,
And
right?
yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. I don't post like commentary or anything like that, but
Yeah.
yeah, of course. But um yeah, so right now I'm focusing on school actually. I
Okay.
just went back to school. I'm at Wayne State University right now, so majoring in business there. So that's pretty much what's
All
going on
right.
in my life. Yeah, so a
And
lot.
you get all mixed up and dibbly dabbly all in the church stuff. So that's kind of why you're here tonight as well.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Really
Even though sometimes I
BTV.
don't want to.
Yeah, well, too bad. You're too bad. Really BTV. Did you get your
Hey,
situation?
sorry. No, no. But I'm doing
No.
my best.
You're doing your best.
No.
Okay. We all know Really B from Really B TV here on these YouTube streets. She is our resident pop culture, or she loves that reality TV stuff and anything
Yeah.
interesting, right? Tell us a little bit more about Really B.
I mean, what you want to know? Really be TV, like you said. Celebrity news, pop culture. I do my television show reviews. And yeah, what you want me? I don't know what y'all want to know.
And our resident Bishop Lamar Whitehead correspondent. We thank you for being with us. Really B.
Yes, honey. He made an important announcement tonight.
Yes, he did. We're going to talk
Mhm.
about that a little bit. All right.
All right.
Yes, he did. So we're missing somebody. River is still trying to figure out what day it is. I don't know. He'll be on here when he gets all his stuff together. Remember, it's the no skip zone unless you're watching live. Feel free to skip, but if you are watching the replay, do me a favor and allow the ads to play. It helps out the St. James Show. Some of y'all don't give nothing, don't hit like, don't even view, don't do nothing. At least you can do is look at the ads. All right, we would appreciate that 100%. Who else is up in here before we get deep into it? We ain't gonna tarry long, all right? We're gonna be in here. Nicola said we'll talk about that. Let's see here. Man, what should we get into first? He dead, y'all.
Oh,
Mm.
He
all,
gone.
all over the news today.
Okay, JP, did you want to preach him into heaven real quick?
You know what? I wish I could have reached out to him before today. Hopefully he was on the right path,
Well,
right?
I tell you. So his family puts this on today on April 10th. Our father, Orenthal James
Yeah.
Simpson succumbed to his battle with prostate cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren during the time of transition. His family asked that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. The Simpson family. What are your thoughts on that, really, B? Did you have some empathy? Did you say, oh, well, by be gone, or he's another life? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't have any empathy or anything one way or another. You know, I'm old enough to remember the whole O.J. Simpson situation. I watched the fall from grace. I watched him go from, hero to zero.
Yeah.
Um, and I was one of the people that held on there. He ain't do it. I held on for a long time.
Weren't you one of
I don't.
those delusional people? I'm
Well,
sorry.
no,
What
I
was
was. I see. Here's the thing. It wasn't that I was delusional. There was certain things I just had questions about, and
Yeah, yeah.
and
No, I'm
nobody was
with
able
you.
to explain them to me.
Right.
Like but there was but I will say this: there was a documentary that came out about 6 or 7 years ago. It was like a
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
five-part documentary. We're going to revisit it on my channel because I said I got to watch it again now. After
Yeah.
I watched that documentary, it changed my mind. Now I can't tell you the specifics of what they covered that made me say, "Oh, okay." But
Yeah.
after I watched it, I said, "Yeah, he did that. Yeah,
Yeah. You just have to put it together.
I just had to
And
say, yeah, he did it." But yeah, but I don't have any ill feeling because he didn't do anything to me personally,
right, 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 right.
But I'm not celebrating his death, but I'm not mourning it either. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was kind of in that vein as well. How about you, Jesse? I know you was a young pup when he was running down the road in that Bronco. Do you remember that?
I I just looked it up. So that happened the year I was born.
Not even the year he was born. Oh my lord.
1994. So you got to think like what we know of OJ as millennials, you know, the biggest thing is OJ did it,
Right,
from
right.
barbershop. So
Right, right, right. That's
um
true. Yeah.
it was just funny because I was at work when everybody started talking about it. And
Mm,
so it was just funny watching like the reaction of my black coworkers because I'm like the second youngest in my department. So watching
yeah.
my black coworkers like, oh, OJ died. And then my white coworkers was like, good. That's
Ugh, yes,
good.
indeed. How about you, JP?
Yeah, the country really was polarized
Yeah.
because you had the people that really were standing behind him, and then you had the people who were vehement about the fact that, they believed that he did it. And I
Right.
couldn't, I was in a divided household, because my thought process was everything was pointing to, his it didn't make sense. I mean, I didn't even look at the glove issue, but
Right.
I looked at all of the other data points that they brought out during the trial. And one thing that really stuck out to me is that he wrote a suicide note before he had even, before the police even got him. He put a gun to his
Exactly.
head and wrote a suicide note. But I couldn't understand, why would he want to kill himself if he were innocent?
If you were innocent.
Yeah,
Right.
and with
Right.
all of the with all of the legal, people that he had at his disposal that could have helped him fight that. And then, of course, in the end, he came out as not being found guilty. But I think the legacy was still harmed. I think that was still the thing that what people will remember
Right.
about him. Not his Heisman trophies, not his his great career, his
Yeah.
Hertz commercials. They're going to remember this piece because this was the darkest time, I believe, of his life. And then him getting arrested, for stealing his memorabilia back, put
Yeah.
another kind of dark cloud over his head, and he spent time in jail,
And
and I
imagine
just,
that. That's what he goes to jail for.
yeah, exactly.
Not murder, but
No,
stealing your memorabilia back that somebody, I guess, stole from you, or they bought it from somebody and then whatever
right.
it was.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
that was terrible, And so I mean, I feel for his family because they had a dad and a grandfather, whoever, that had a tremendous legacy that he could
Right.
have left, and this is what we're going to remember him for. I just believe that that's where, his life is going to be memorialized in the his suspicion of murder of
Right.
those two
Right.
individuals. Yeah.
Well, he's gone off to that Bronco and this that Bronco chase in the sky.
Oh God.
I
And
saw this today. I was like, the internet, and this
wow,
was probably up maybe 2 minutes after the announcement. People are quick.
wow, yeah,
People are
Oh my
quick. So,
God.
that's an interesting visual.
isn't it an interesting visual?
Yeah,
You got,
yeah,
you can pick that thing apart and figure something, some kind of theological stuff going on
yeah,
there,
yeah.
perhaps.
And St. James, they brought the Bronco back into manufacturing. Now you can buy the Bronco now.
Oh
They
wow,
brought
wow,
that car back about a year or two ago. So
Yeah, it's
interesting.
yeah,
nice too. Real
yeah,
nice.
it's a nice car. It's a nice truck.
Good question. Come on, Nicola asked, "What are we singing at the?" I ain't singing. What's going to be sung at the funeral? Go ahead and put your song selections in the chat as to what needs to be sung at this funeral. Uh, I don't know about millions didn't make it. Listen, he better hope Carlton Pearson was right. It ain't no head.
Oh, that would go in his favor.
He better hope. He better hope. All right, so I see Really B is still over there cutting up, cutting up. Well, I had something special for her. She's going to get back on here. Get back on here, Really B. I don't know what happened to River. Is he
Oh
in the
man,
chat?
River.
Oh man, River. He couldn't quite get it together today. We thought he was going to make it in, but he didn't quite make it in. Make sure you guys are make sure you're liking right now. Be sure to share. That's what gets us some visuals over here. And also feel free to comment respectfully in the chat and join the St. James Show. The link is in the description. And of course, we are on the road to 15,000 now. And never forget to donate. Of course, I think everyone's Cash App is underneath their name. So we want to make sure that you support each and every one that is on the platform if you can. I would rather you support the panelists than St. James today, but I can't tell you what to do. All right. There's River. River, you here? But you just couldn't quite make it onto the platform. My God, today. Bless your heart. We got to start a little
My
earlier than that.
apologies, St.
Huh?
James, for not having my full attention. I'm here full attention now. I'm
We,
gonna have to finish fussing at the people later. I
oh,
apologize.
oh. They're gonna have to give you triple for your trouble, okay?
Listen, they going to, because now I'm mad.
Really, B?
Yes, sir.
Can we talk?
Oh boy, see.
People can only offend you if you let them. If you allow them to, come on, can we talk? Then they can offend you. If you disallow it, then it is no longer even a thing, no longer even an issue. And so we thank God. We thank God, amen, for that teaching. We thank God for that training.
It is celebration time here at the St. James Show. It
No.
is the second Episcopal anniversary of Her Grace, Bishop Asia, how you say that? Dos Rios,
Whitehead.
aka
Whitehead.
what you say her last name is?
Whitehead. I ain't seen no paperwork. Whitehead. Her name Whitehead.
So Her Grace Bishop Asia Whitehead is now celebrating 2 years of being a bishop.
To nobody.
Hmm.
To who?
Jesse said to who now? To who? Nobody. JP,
Yeah.
what do we say to these things? We know that she has pretty much disassociated herself from her husband. The word is that they are
Mhm.
not together. We
Mhm.
don't have any real proof. The last encounter we heard about her moving out of that house and got blocked because it was a Sunday and had to wait. Are we
Right.
celebrating the bishop, Her Grace, today, JP?
So listen. I struggle with. I mean, why are people so obsessed with titles?
I don't know.
What is the deal with that? What do you not feel that you have no credibility unless you have a title, and that makes you all of a sudden authentic?
Yeah.
And I struggle with that because being in the church and so forth, I really don't care about titles. I am less impressed because you have a title than if you just have the title brother or sister.
Right.
And let's
Right.
see if you can still do the work with no title. But what different path is she taking than he took?
Right.
Because who ordained you? Who's standing behind you? Who's authenticating you
Well,
as a
her
bishop?
husband is celebrating 8 years of being a bishop. So he was a
Okay.
part of the ordination service that made him bishop. What say you, really, B?
Listen, I don't. So to answer your question, Jay, well, not answer it, but to give
Yeah.
my opinion, I think society has created this hierarchy of titles, right? It's
Yeah.
a way that it's a way that we separate ourselves. You have to have a title. You have to have, like, even now when you go in and you buy a plane ticket or you buy something, they want to know, you have something you put at the end of your name, right, or
Yeah.
beginning,
Yeah.
Doctor, Mister, Mrs. So that's what I feel like. That's what society has done, and for people like Whitehead, um, who feels as though they need to have this title to feel important or feel special. Because I agree, I didn't grow up. Well, I'm about to tell a fib. Um, I grew up in the Catholic Church, so we have titles, obviously, going all the way up to the Pope. So I shouldn't say we don't
Right.
have it, but again, it's a very clear line, and I guess I don't understand in all these other different churches and denominations. I don't like what do you have to do to even become a bishop? What does that even mean?
Just desire the office. That's all the Bible says.
Okay.
Desire the office. Who desires the office of a bishop can be a bishop. And then they start going on to the husband of one wife. So that's why people have a problem with women bishops, because how you gonna have a husband? You're not the husband of one wife.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, listen, like I said, I grew up Catholic. I know all about what the women can and can't do, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I just got a word, one word. I just need one word from you, Jesse. Let's see. Guilty or not guilty?
Mm.
Doing the jailhouse ride.
One word. Guilty or not guilty?
Okay. Very guilty. Guilty.
You're wrong. He's coming out with a podcast
Still
entitled Not
wrong.
Guilty. All right. So you're wrong. His podcast is dropping. I think he either said is it April?
On his
April 30th?
birthday, April 30th, he said. Mm-hmm.
April 30th.
I thought it was gonna be called 10 Toes Down.
Wouldn't that make a little bit more sense? See, you should have been on the live, or maybe you was on
Oh,
that
I
live.
was. Oh, I was on the live. He got me blocked, but he don't know all of my pages. He got me blocked though on my main page.
Yes. So 10 toes down would have been interesting. So he's gonna name it Not Guilty JP, and John P. Key came on the live, who was
Was that
trolling
the real
him.
Don P. Keto?
It was the real John P. Key,
Wow.
the real IG.
Wow.
It really was. Yeah. And he was like, I had an album called Not Guilty.
Sure
Uh-huh.
did. Sure did.
I
Oh.
believe.
That's
Did
why
he have a
went on the-
trademark?
I mean, you can do a lot of things not guilty. I mean, that's just
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-mm.
yeah. Will you be listening? Because I know a lot of times you're in Pam the Law Intellect's chat, JP, and you speak out against Mr. Whitehead quite often. Will you be listening to the podcast?
I certainly will not.
Well, maybe if you don't listen to that podcast, you'll listen next week when his interview on Jamal Bryant's podcast is going to drop.
I didn't even know Jamal Bryant had a podcast until tonight.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. But, okay. So is Jamal Bryant a supporter? Is he trying to help clear his name?
You know what? I think it just, Jamal Bryant is a pop culture, what's going on now? Let me get my behind in the middle of it.
Got it.
That's what
Yeah.
he wants to say social justice guy, but I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a social media guy.
Mm.
So yeah, he's interviewing him, and I'm just like,
Now I think
I'm
I'm gonna listen to that. I do think I'm gonna listen to that
oh,
because I
we gotta listen. We
yeah, I just want to hear, like you said, what Jamal Bryant gonna say to him and how they gonna
Mm-hmm.
connect. Because I find it interesting that Mark Lamont Hill is his guy now. When you was ready to fight Mark Lamont Hill a year
He
ago,
was
okay?
ready to. That's what I thought it was interesting too, because he was ready to really rip into him last
Mm-hmm.
time.
So it'll be interesting to see if Jamal Bryant stays in good graces after the podcast drops.
Yeah.
I
Right.
agree with you. I remember Jamal Bryant when he was in Baltimore. The
Too.
sad thing about Jamal Bryant is that he did some really great things with the community. Like he really, really
Yeah.
did.
Absolutely.
Especially with the youth. He would have like midnight basketball leagues for the kids, and he would have like outdoor like parties and stuff like that. He did some really great stuff for the kids in Baltimore. He just could not keep his personal life in order. And you're right. He likes the accolades for it. Like he doesn't do it just to do it. He wants you to know he did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you did a great thing, and okay, fine, I'll say you did a great thing. But then when the personal stuff started becoming too much of a distraction, then it was kind of like, okay, bruh,
Are
so
you speaking of the women's and the babies
the
allegedly and
women's
all
and the
that? Oh,
babies, yes, the
all right,
affairs,
all right.
yes, yes.
He's no stranger to the pretty ladies.
Mm-hmm.
No, the women
JP, are
fighting
you
in the
married?
parking lot,
JP, are you married? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, you're off the market. You can't
Yeah.
have Jamal. I guess he can't have you.
I certainly don't. I certainly would not. I would not. There's just no way, to dismiss the behavior and
Yeah.
separate that from his ministry, as much as we would like to, because I agree with really B. I mean, there are really very few pastors that are making the kind of community impact that Jamal Bryant is making.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to give
Yeah.
him that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think
Yeah.
he's building apartments now for
Mm.
25 units or something like that over there in Lithonia,
Oh,
where people
wow.
will be able to, yeah, and they have to go through some kind of selection process. But there aren't a lot of people that are doing. So, can you imagine if his personal life aligned with his spiritual life,
Mm.
how much more
How-
powerful he could
I mean,
be?
powerful and impactful and anointed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at this thing, when people say, oh, he's a good I mean, you can practice to be a good preacher.
Oh yeah.
So I don't get really, that don't really trip me up much anymore. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, 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 you know, I was cruising the streets yesterday, the Instagram street, and I said, I got a thought. I said, man, I should really just ask the question. So I went down to Detroit, Jesse, and I asked the question. I asked Cindy Flowers, who is the chief operating officer of the Perfecting Church. I said, Sister Flowers, serious question, and not being messy. Do you know when Marvin Williams will become a full bishop? Jeff Singh said to me, it's been bishop elect for years. Will there be a consecration this year?
Mm.
She didn't answer me. So what I need you to do, Jesse, is go over to Perfecting Church and ask so we can all attend the ordination service or the consecration of Marvin Winans, because he's been bishop elect for at least 10 years.
Why?
That's what
Sir,
y'all do over there?
you went to the U Hop in LA and you got out alive. I'm not fooling with them niggas over there on the east side of Detroit. Cause the Detroit Police Department ain't gonna come looking for me.
They're not gonna rustle you up. Obviously,
So,
Marvin got some
so
pull
he's
in
been a
this thing.
bishop elect.
He
So
bishop elect, and somebody had a serious question in the chat. They're like, "What's the elect? What is that?" It's just like you desired the office of bishop.
yeah.
You haven't gone through consecration yet, so you go to bishop elect. But he's just like that building they've been building for over 20 years. He's
Longer
been
than that.
bishop elect for at least 10. So
Right.
again, JP, I don't know what it is with these titles. I don't know. I have no idea.
So, so do you see the contrast and comparison here between the Whiteheads and here's a man who is preaching, I mean, he's authenticated,
Yeah.
he has a church, he's got a following, he's got a lifelong,
Churches under him.
correct,
Hmm.
and yet he is still waiting to be properly assigned to the office of a bishop.
Uh-oh. Oh, did you just arrest me in my spirit, JP? Think you just arrested me. To slow down, maybe he wants to make sure.
I,
Hmm.
but or he could go the other route and get it with nobody saying,
Yeah.
who you
You can
are,
be a
or
bishop and have absolutely you taking a walk and nobody's following you. Yeah.
You
yeah. So
listen.
how do
That's
you
the
have a
truth.
yeah, how do you have a big ordination scheduled, with all this pomp and circumstance, and no one can validate or verify your authenticity or preparedness to be in that? That's a serious, endeavor.
Yeah.
So
And
I don't know.
I think our issue is that we have whiteheads and we have others that are like that.
My
So
point.
we don't take that as serious as really the
Mm,
office should be. When I was a kid growing up, when the bishop, I remember Bishop McMurray. I grew up in San Jose, California, and Bishop McMurray was our bishop, and I play him sometimes his videos. And he was our bishop in organization, and he would come up from Los Angeles up to the Bay Area. And when Bishop, because we were like worshiped our pastor. That's how they
mm-hmm,
taught you to do.
mm-hmm,
But when this other man with this really long gold cross chain come walking in, first of all, we don't wear jewelry. But when this man came in, walked down the aisle in this robe, and our pastor relinquished his seat for the bishop to sit down, we were amazed because we were like, who is
mm-hmm,
this man?
mm-hmm.
So the bishop, the office of the bishop, it used to mean much reverence. It really
Absolutely.
did.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
don't know what it means anymore.
that's my point.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
I
kind
have
of a
no.
reflection. It's a reflection of how church is now. People
Mm.
don't take church serious no more. It's just
That's
like
true.
whatever.
That's true.
It's all a joke. So
And then the
You know what I
pandemic didn't
think?
help.
I think that's a. I mean, I think that's a reflection of our society. There are no
Mhm.
standards for anything anymore.
hmm
And I agree that um, church has not. It doesn't hold that same level of reverence.
No, no. And I think because the money aspect has clouded a lot of our
Mm-hmm.
visions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
hmm
I don't see what the okay. So if we go to what it's supposed from my understanding, let me say my understanding of what
Mhm.
it's supposed to symbolize, then the higher the rank means that you have demonstrated something, done the work, have a
Right.
deeper connection or understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I personally have grown up with a big distrust of organized religion because I grew up with the Tammy Faye. Like I grew up,
Mhm.
I'm a lot older than you, Jesse. But I grew up
You
in the
say
morning
Tammy
going to
who?
school. Right. I grew up in the morning, getting ready to go to school, and the Tammy Faye and Jim Baker, they would be on, and and I remember seeing the money, the money, the money, the money, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went somewhere where I felt like I said, I grew up Catholic, so I saw it, and I always connected the two. But
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
now, if we don't feel like you said, if you could just write a check,
Yeah.
then the title means nothing because you didn't do anything to earn it.
Right.
The good old days.
You
Right.
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. So along with that, it's the money that counts, and I think it's a lot of the times that it's. I don't think people are taking even though there's an entertainment type of umbrella when it comes to the performance in church, because you can't have effective ministry without some performance. Unfortunately, do you agree, JP?
Yeah, I would say that that's true. I mean, that's a part of, when you go to seminary, you learn how to preach sermons, and one of them is a
Exactly.
pictorial sermon, and the pictorial paints the picture for you. So there's some theatrics involved in that, right? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so I think that's true. I think it's true, but I think we've taken, and you know what? That's why I believe there's still some spiritual churches. I still believe there's some
Yeah.
churches that are
Yeah.
doing it the right way, but
Yeah.
that's why we have carnal churches.
That's right. That's
There's
right.
that contrast. You got the people that are trying to do it right, and I'm in the Dallas metroplex, and there's a couple of holiness churches here that are
Mhm.
strictly doing it, if you
Yeah.
could see it by the
Are
book.
you over there?
But
Is Murray over there? Or he's not?
yes,
He
yes,
is there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the Holy Temple, yeah, he's
Yeah.
over here in Dallas. And so, he's a good example. His grandfather had that church, and they were, strictly straight down the middle,
Hmm.
no games, none of that, foolishness. And they're still like that under the
Yeah.
grandson, under Mary. But to the contrast of that, you have the carnal church, and that's a real thing.
Let me see if this is kind of what you're talking about, or is this just how it is these days? That's Bree Holly out of New York.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
I didn't know she was from New York. I thought she was from
Really
down
big.
south.
oh,
Okay.
you know what? I know she performs with
Mhm.
Vincent.
I'm not sure what I just saw. I'm not
You
sure
don't
Uh-huh.
know
how I
what
feel
you
about that
saw?
whole situation.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
You
I mean,
saw
because
the
here's the
Holy
thing.
Spirit singing. You didn't see this Holy Spirit ministering and singing to God's people? Oh,
See,
okay.
see, that's that good quartet for me. That's that good
I
gold
can't listen.
quartet.
I'm not saying I ain't saying I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm
Okay.
just saying I'm just saying I don't know. I'm
See,
trying to
that's
picture
okay.
myself walking into the church, and
Mm-hmm.
that was like the opening hymn.
Mm-mm.
I just don't know.
I'm like
But
that old lady in that one video. Like,
She said,
okay, now
and it
is she
was
from
Bree
Connecticut,
Holly.
New
She was
Jersey, or New York?
full.
Y'all got her all over the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
They
Oh
say she
well,
from Connecticut,
thank you for
New
your
Jersey,
point.
and New York. Where's she from? Where's she from?
Who's that?
No,
Bree?
I'm saying people in the
Bree.
chat got her all over the place. I just was saying because I
She's
don't
from
know her. I'm
Jersey.
not familiar with her, so I
Yeah,
don't know
she's
who
from
that woman
Jersey.
is. That young
The
lady.
Dorsey Badger says, "Oh wait, I just had a flash for Claire Ward and the Watchers were performing, and even had a Las Vegas show way back. They really did, and they know. So this stuff ain't nothing new. Claire Ward, I remember they used to hop and sing and play the tambourine and hop and hop and hop. They used to do all kind of crazy stuff. So this stuff is not
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
new.
No, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong. Listen, if it gets, if see, the one thing I love about church, and this might be, when people don't necessarily agree, I
Yeah,
feel like you have to go where you get fed.
you do. Yeah,
And if that feeds you, if you go to that, if you walk in there and that is what you see, and you leave out feeling better than you went in, and you leave out and you taking something with you, I can't tell nobody is wrong. That's why I said I ain't saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't know if I don't know how I feel.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I saw was the fact that that woman didn't have no shoes on. That was before
She
she
never
got
does.
singing.
She never
Mhm.
You
does.
know, so I
She never
didn't
does.
know. I didn't know. Yeah.
Right.
They said not too much on Bree. Jesse,
That's
not too
her
much
name.
on
Her
Bree.
name
You know
is
they
what?
love
That's
Bree.
Bree
No,
what?
no, I like that
No,
mess.
he's saying
That's
he's
that good old
quartet. He loved that.
yeah, that's that good
Now,
old
JP, you don't
What's
know
Bree
what you
name?
just watched.
Bree Holly,
yeah, I
is that her
like
Yeah,
name?
Bree
Holly.
Holly.
Yeah,
She
that's
coach.
for
Is
yeah.
that she's coaching?
I don't know. I
I
can't.
would
I
just
can't. She seems a little Baptisty to me, but with a good Holy Ghost, full gospel type of feel. Maybe it's
Okay. See,
because of the whole quartet.
I don't know the difference. You know, I grew up.
she
I
was
grew up in the
down
white
there.
church. I don't know.
She was down there at the Cool JC convention acting a fool last
Yeah,
week.
I
So
saw that. I saw that. But
hmm
you know what? That's what they booked Vincent for. They know Vincent is bringing Bree, just like they booked. They used to book. They booked Ricky Dillard for Lillian Lloyd, but she done flew
mhm.
the coop. So, but they knew they would book Ricky because it was coming with Lillian Lloyd, and Lillian Lloyd he was gonna give her the last song of the night, and she was gonna sing for 20-25 minutes.
Mhm.
So
See,
go ahead.
no. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm learning. No. I'm reading the comments. I'm learning because I grew up in the white church. I grew up Catholic.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you the difference between Baptist, Kojic. I don't. It's all. It's going to sound ignorant when I say this to people who grew up in the different. It's just all black church to me. So I don't know the difference.
Right,
So when
right,
I'm
right, right.
asking, I'm really honestly asking. I'm really honestly don't know. I'm honestly asking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's different aspects. And like
Yeah.
my grandmother grew up AME or see it either, no, AME, and they were very, subdued,
Mhm.
very, what they call it. They just didn't, the emotional church wasn't there.
Yeah.
But my
Mhm.
mom went on over to the Pentecostal church and we grew up Pentecostal. So we
Yeah.
understand, and that's different. And they're black
Very
and we
different.
were black, but that was a different dynamic that
But
they
yeah,
had with both.
I didn't grow up in the black church. I
Yeah.
grew up in the white church. And even we had black Catholic congregations. And
Yeah.
even there, like they had a gospel, like the most you're gonna get, they got a gospel choir. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
it still was a Catholic
yeah.
church, but they would have instead of the regular choir, they would have a gospel choir, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah. So when I'm asking, y'all, I'm honestly asking, I don't know. Okay.
Your background, JP, Pentecostal Baptist,
Yeah,
AME.
Baptist, mainly the last several years has been non-denominational.
Okay.
So, and I used to say Baptist-costal because
Yeah.
I embraced Pentecostal, but I was baptized as a Baptist. So, but I'm just for realness. You could put any kind of shingle you want out there, as long as
Just
it's
make sure I can feel that is right.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'm not gonna go, First Baptist of the shenanigans.
Right,
You know,
right. Yeah.
mm-mm, that's not gonna
Well,
work.
we all enjoy, a little entertainment when it comes to that. We definitely don't want to go to a concert and not be entertained. That's what I think that's the
Oh
difference.
yeah,
I differentiate Sunday morning worship
yeah,
and concerts. And
yeah.
I used to get people come to me, they always come up to the choir director, they always come up to the music director telling me what songs they want the choir to sing. And I just gotta listen. All right.
Yeah.
And it be songs. People used to run up to me all the time. This woman came up to me. She said, "Can we sing Stomp?" That was back in the day.
Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Franklin Stomp.
Yeah.
I'm like,
ain't
yeah, we
you
can.
was apostolic at the time, wasn't you?
Oh, what you trying to say? Actually, I
Because
think I flew the coop. I flew the coop on apostolic about 19 years old.
Hmm.
But then
oh,
I went
okay.
back. Then I went back for a number of years, and then so I flew the coop. I was we all a bunch of church hoppers around here. That's what we do over here at the Carnal Church sector. We
Yeah,
church
because it
hop.
wasn't
But
we didn't even know nothing about no Kirk Franklin the way I grew up.
yeah, well they didn't want
Yeah.
y'all to know it. They didn't want y'all to know.
No,
But
that was secular music.
Wow.
and people still
Stomp made me
tripping on.
mad. Stomp made me mad. So you need to get me
Stomp.
started with Stomp.
Oh, what did they do?
Yeah,
Oh, we
Stomp
lost
is
it.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that ushered in a whole different type of praise and worship. you
Oh,
know.
it changed. It
Yeah,
really
it did.
changed the dynamic of things. It really did.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
Well, let's keep it
I
going.
love a
Everybody,
good
make sure
worship.
that you are hitting like and sharing right now. Thank you for commenting in the chat. Make sure that you are. I've seen some donations come through already. Thank you so much. And subscribe because we are on our road to 15,000 subscribers. And we cannot do that. I cannot do that without you. Make sure that you are subscribed to Really Be TV. All right. JP's getting her stuff together now. Jesse, that is the way you spelled the name right there, Jesse, on YouTube, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good, good, good. Now, River was supposed to be on here, but make sure you follow River Mandela on YouTube as well. There it is right there. Oh, I thought he was talking about, really be one thing you have to learn about Child Please Stop. You keep on moving, baby.
But I didn't understand what they were saying. I didn't know what they were saying. Okay.
He'll have you down a rabbit hole, and then you be done cussed him out, and you don't know what happened.
Oh, I'm not gonna cuss nobody. I just thought they said something about the House of Prayer and Black Catholics. I'm like, that's two totally different things. But they trolling. Okay, they trolling.
Totally
Okay, no
different.
problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. My God, today. Well, let's get on down to North Carolina. All right, let's get down to the Carolina.
North Kakalaki.
Kakalaki to one of our beloved. Of course, that is our one of our God's favorite prophets, Prophet Brian Carn. I know that's your favorite, JP. Well, you have a chance to celebrate him. April 8th this week was Brian Keith Carn Day in North Carolina. Come on and give God some praise for that, Jesse. I know you are happy. An official holiday in the state of North Carolina in honor of Prophet Brian Keith Carn.
Wow. So that was the state that
them false prophets thrive in North Carolina.
Well, that's
I said false.
Your
prophets.
Opinion.
Right.
But see, Marco say, and let me tell you, Marco Sharp, let me tell you something about that Brian Carn. Brian Carn will church you. He definitely will. He's a churchman. He's a church boy. He grew up. If you want to have church, now he's rude is all outdoors. He one of them rude, you know, them preachers who say the more rude and cantankerous you are, the more anointed you are. You know, they got that foolishness going on. No, he ain't married. Why get married when you can have a fresh one weekly? Oh, no. So, Jesse, JP, really be. You're out on a missions trip, and there's a shipwreck out in the yonder break on the ocean, and it throws you overboard. The ship throws you overboard, like Jonah. Jonah said he had a hiding place. Throw me overboard. You get thrown on a deserted island, okay? You're on this deserted island, and God says, I have a prophet or prophetess that has the word for you, JP, to get you off this island. But you have to pick the right prophet who has the right word for you. 30 seconds right now, JP. Who's the prophet you're choosing?
Oh Lord.
I gotta choose it from them?
No.
Prophet Carn, Prophet Lovey, Prophet Bernard Jordan, or Prophetess Juanita Bynum. Put yours in the chat as well. JP, who you picking? Go.
I'm gonna have to pick Bynum.
Juanita Bynum. Jesse, who you got?
I'd rather drown.
That was my first thought, Jesse. Leave me
You
on the
gotta pick. You
island.
gotta pick.
That's
I
called the
go
lesser
with
of four
yeah.
evils.
Bynum is probably the least crazy, and that's
You
saying
going with
something.
Bynum? We got two for
Yeah.
Bynum. Come on, really, B. Who got a word that's gonna get you off this island? The only word that you gonna listen to. God said you got to pick that particular prophet or prophetess.
So I'm at a disadvantage because I don't know this Lovey guy. I don't
You
know
know
who
the
that
Lobi
is.
guy. He's
Um,
kind of he's the Beverly Hills hip hop LA type of prophet, kind of the newbie
Sexual
around here.
chocolate.
okay.
Cause
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
with
he's
that
kind of
outfit?
Okay. I'm going to choose. I don't know a lot about Karn because, I know who Bishop Jordan is. As long as I don't have to give him no money, I'm okay with that.
oh, listen,
Um,
listen. You took the words right out of my mouth. I said, if
No
if Bishop
money.
Bernard Jordan don't ask me for an offering before he tell me the word, he got my vote.
yeah, as long as I don't have to. Oh, it's 888. I got to give $8. Like I'm fine. I think because I think he got that calm way of talking
He's
and.
definitely,
As long as
yeah,
I don't have to give him no money, I think I would choose Jordan.
you would choose Jordan. Okay, who we
As long as
got?
I don't have to give him no money.
K. Rick
And that's
said
what I
Bynum's
said.
going to
I was
charge
like,
1,500.
Brian Carn, he was accused of stealing the prophecies from the witch and telling
Hmm.
them prophecies. So I got to boot him out.
Mm.
Juanita Bynum, she's a close second. She's a close second,
I
but I
used to
still
love
got and
Juanita Bynum. I used to love Juanita Bynum.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And Brock said Juanita still got the oil, so I guess that's who she listening to. River said Jordan might pull
Okay,
out some.
Not some
AW
tarot
said they
cards.
going with Zaddy Lovey, baby. Zaddy Lovey got their vote.
Yeah. I mean, if you had said I can't put the stipulation about the money part, I would have chosen Lovey only because I don't know him. I don't
Okay.
know him. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd be like, well, at least it'll be a clean slate with him. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Rosalind said, I
If
guess
this had been
Bynum
20 years
Gerwood.
ago, I'd have said Juanita Bynum 20 years ago. But today,
Okay.
No more sheets.
No more
yeah.
sheets.
Mhm.
Holy draws. Coach Tanya
Even though I
said,
didn't 100% agree with her with the no more sheets, but I understood the point she was trying to make.
Yeah.
I felt
okay.
her point.
Yeah.
You felt
I've
the point.
seen
All right.
I've seen Karn do a false prophecy live in person.
So you've already
So
been tainted. It's over for that. Marco
when he was
Sharp, I
19,
actually had Brian Mosley on there, but I switched them with Juanita Bynum. So I'll let you take Brian Mosley,
Okay.
especially when he got that toupee just right on his head, and he got it cut just
Hold
right.
on, let me Google. You said Brian Mosley. I don't know who that is, but you said toupee. I need to go see him. I need to see who this is.
Yeah, he got that toupee slicked down real good. Mm-hmm. The parties on the bed turned me off
The
about
bishop. What is
it. Brian Mosley.
Mosley? Dr. Brian Mosley. Okay.
Yeah, Prophet Brian Mosley. Let's see.
Prophet. Oh, let me get the
Did you
title.
see him? Okay.
Prophet Brian
Now I don't know
Mosley.
which wig he had on in that picture you're looking at. You got to switch some pictures around.
Let me
Yeah.
hit images.
The toupee. Yeah, it's the toupee. Oh my goodness. Yes. As for seed.
oh,
Oh.
oh, child, oh,
Oh.
He got a word for you.
It's the
You know what he
reaction to
looked
me.
like. You know what his hair situation looked like. Did y'all look at the Aretha Franklin story, the one that they did starring Cynthia Erivo, the one
On National Geographic.
one? Yeah, the National Geographic one.
Yeah.
And remember the dude who played James Cleveland, the guy, the black actor. I forget his name right now, but he was in the
From
comparable.
Queen Sugar?
No, he wasn't from Queen Sugar.
Mhm.
The comparable Kimmy Schmidt. Um,
Okay.
I can't
he was a
remember his
black. Anyway,
name.
y'all know
Oh, yeah,
he's
I know who
he's
you're
on
talking
Broadway
about.
and stuff.
Okay.
Baby, that wig they had on him, y'all know, you know what I'm talking about. Did you see it? That wig they had on the guy that played James Cleveland.
I don't remember
That's what
the
Mosley.
wig.
That's what
Titus, yeah,
Mosley
he
looks like.
played Titus on the incomparable Kimmy Schmidt. I'm gonna
Let
find
me
it. I'm gonna show you that. Go, y'all
find
keep
it.
going. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, do that. Oh,
The
Jimmy.
hair is
I remember.
similar.
Is that a movie?
It was it came on National Geographic, but it was like 7 parts. But he played James Cleveland, and baby, that wig they had on that man. I said they was wrong for that. I'm gonna find it. Y'all keep going. When I show it to you, you're gonna be like, "Oh
Titus
my."
Burris?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
Titus Burris, that's his name. Thank you. I'm about to
Okay.
look it up
All
now.
right. Interesting. They said Prophet Hall used to preach 3 hours straight. Listen, and then he doesn't want no backup music either. You couldn't play no backup music with him either. I was like, oh, I can't listen to you. I know you love yourself like that, but I can't listen to you that long. I do apologize. Well, let's move right along. What are we going to do to talk about this? Let's see. Reverse gender roles. Y'all agree with this? Just say you agree. You agree, Jesse?
Yeah. What am I looking at?
I saw this the other
Let
day.
me
I
explain
wasn't.
what you're looking at. This couple and heterosexual couple, supposedly, they switched
Mhm,
roles during their wedding, and he put on
mhm,
the bride's dress and
mhm.
she put on the tuxedo, and they walked down the aisle and got married. Are we going too far, or should we just let people live? Anyone chime in?
I'm so sick of people doing stuff for shock value.
I think that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. You saw Netta 2 months ago and Charles.
Mhm.
Now you want to be the next thing. Y'all.
That's a good question. I wonder, is he getting pegged? That is a good question. Did they switch all the way around and
Mhm.
just go for the gusto? Natasha says, just too far. What say you, JP?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I mean, what is the statement that you want to make here? And what do you want us to take away from this? Because
yeah.
I saw this the other day and I was like, what?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Why?
And I
That
think we have allowed, like they say that that LBGTQ, mostly Caucasian persuasion, to just kind of introduce a lot of foolishness, and we just kind of go
Mhm.
with it and just ride the
Mhm.
wave. The Black LGBT community just rides wave, and I think this shock value crap is for the birds. What do you think, really, B? Should we just, it is what it is, or what?
I don't. I guess I'm with Jay. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
are we doing this? Why?
Mhm.
And my
yeah.
thing is, I guess I'm just gonna say why. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if there's a reason for it, if I don't, I mean, I still don't understand why. I guess
I don't
I
know.
don't know why. If I
Yeah,
went to a
what's
wedding and
takeaway?
I saw this, that would be my question. My question would be why?
Right.
Why are we doing this? What is the
Hmm.
purpose of it? Why do we need this in our life? And
And
I
Right.
mean,
why,
I don't know, that
Jesse?
might sound that might sound wrong, insensitive, whatever. I just don't understand it. When people say, "Oh, we need to get rid of gender roles," I'm one of those people that truly believes that women deserve certain things and so forth and so on. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
also very much this is gonna get me in trouble. But
Come on up.
I'm okay with gender roles. You know,
You're okay with people sticking with gender roles.
my thing is okay. So here's my thing: if you are a man and you feel comfortable carrying a purse or wearing a dress, who am
Mm-hmm.
I to tell you how you feel comfortable? But I think sometimes people, kind of, I guess, what you're saying. Sometimes I think people are doing things just for the sake of the shock value and for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
If you really truly feel more comfortable, like me, I feel more comfortable in pants. I very seldom wear a dress or a skirt, and I'm not LGBTQ. I just don't like.
Yeah.
I've always been a tomboy. But
Hmm.
when the time is appropriate, I put on a skirt or a dress when it is appropriate. That is what I do, and I don't have a problem with that. Even though I am more comfortable in pants, there just is a time and a place, in my opinion. Now, again, that just was a lie. I don't know. I don't know how I
Yeah.
feel about that.
Really, really, B. I was watching your page earlier, just trying to get a feel for everybody.
Oh,
But I was
oh,
watching your
welcome,
page
welcome, welcome.
earlier. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But I saw that you reviewed Drag Race, right?
Mm-hmm.
So RuPaul gets a bad rep from the LGBT community about him making comments saying that he doesn't necessarily want he didn't want transgender people on there at first. Then he, over time he broke things down. But there's an argument that people want kings to be on the show, like people that dress up like men and perform. But it's
So like
just
the
like, how
trans
would that?
men, trans
Yeah. So
men
it's just
dressing
No,
up.
like
they're
how.
not trans men. They're women who perform and drag as men.
Mm.
Yeah, or
Mm.
sometimes even
Oh, okay.
men that dress
Right.
up
Well, sometimes,
in,
right,
yeah.
because yeah.
But it's just like, how would that work? That wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. So sometimes
So I feel like
there's
I feel like I would be okay with. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying for me. Okay, so I love Drag Race. Like I've always, I love Drag Race. I love drag. I love ballroom. I love culture. I love it. But I am okay with there being a separate show. I'm fine with there
Mm.
being a drag king
Right.
show. Um,
Exactly.
that's just my opinion. That's just me.
And you're exactly
Um,
right.
Yeah.
yeah, RuPaul did get a lot of pushback and a lot of criticism but Ru is old school. Ru grew up
Right.
old school, traditional. This is what a drag queen is, and
Right.
drag queen. That was
And
but
generally, drag queens were not trying to be women, like change their
right, right,
genital, cut this,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
reassignment and all that. They were just dressing up and
Right.
performing.
right,
Right.
Okay.
right, right. Right, because one of my really good friends is a drag. He's a drag queen, and he has absolutely no. I mean, he's a gay man, but he has no interest
Yeah.
in transitioning. People try to say that to him. Oh, you just want to be a woman. He's like, I have no interest in being a woman.
No
I'm a
interest.
performer,
Mhm.
right? I am a performer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree that's been a criticism. And the show did evolve. I mean, the show does include people who either have transitioned. A lot of RuPaul alum have transitioned after the show.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. Who am I? Again, I can't say it's wrong. I know what I enjoy watching.
Yeah. How about JP? What do you
Exactly.
think?
Yeah, I think that we have to be mindful of diversity, equity, and inclusion across the
Yeah.
board.
Which they're
Because
trying
when
to
we
throw out. Yeah.
Right, because when we start dissecting things and eliminating things, that could happen to anyone,
Any
regardless of,
marginalized community. Yes. Yes.
correct. And so we have to be really careful, with, picking and choosing how we want to be inclusive and how we want to treat people, based on their choices and what have you, or their labels, or, how they identify. Because some things are so subtle that once we wrap our minds around something, we're already discriminating against people, and then we get discriminated against, right? And so I think we just have to be respectful of all of that. And like you said, really be it's really it's your, how you feel about it. It's your perspective. And,
Hmm.
I have to respect your perspective. And I would expect that someone would respect mine as well.
Yeah, because we are on a slippery slope with this DEI, and if we, um,
Trying to cut it out.
yeah, yeah. So if we start doing a bunch of infighting, it's going to be the death of a lot of
Yeah.
our freedoms.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
lot of stuff tied to the next thing they'll be discriminating against, you can't get a loan unless you're,
Yeah.
fit this criteria. There's already hidden criteria for all of these things, housing and all of that
Right.
kind of stuff. So, credit scores and what have you. So we just have to be careful.
Yeah. She'll be
You
back.
Yes, we're
JP
not
goes in
setting
and out.
ourselves up for,
Yeah.
for something that's subtle and then it takes over and it's sweeping.
Right.
Hold on,
Right.
somebody's at my door.
You're good. All right. So, real quick.
Hey Alexa, play Invisible by Kiera Sheard.
Invisible by Kiara Sheard on Amazon Music.
Hold on, Chloe. A total eclipse has just begun. We blocked out the sun. Can't believe this is what we've come to. Yeah! So you think that you're a star, but the real.
We don't want to play too much of that. Then Kiera be talking about St. James, give me my money. Not really.
Hmm.
The eclipse. I heard a lot of spooky stuff around the eclipse. Am I missing something, JP? Or
No. You know what? I I'm right here. We were able to see it, right. Walk outside my door,
okay.
and see it at total, the total eclipse.
Yeah.
But I think that, honestly, there were, I don't know what people just always want to attach something, spooky to something that is a natural phenomenon, right? And so,
Yeah.
but now people were saying, oh, it's the end of the world. And, well, if it was the end of the world, every eye would see it all around the world. So,
Right, 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 right,
we
right.
we started attaching all of these theories and everything to it to make people, panic and worry. The worst thing that you should have been worried about is looking up to the eclipse with the naked eye, right?
Yeah.
And not all this other skepticism, right? And so, we get so far out there. I'm going to tell you, in Texas, it was crazy here. The gas prices went from 306 to 353 a gallon, and
Mhm.
people were flooding the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. It was crazy. The schools were closed. Some of the schools were closed. It was nuts. And I'm like, what in the world are y'all? It just, I wish we could rally around a good cause like we
Right.
rallied around the solar eclipse.
Well, and I asked that question because not only did we have that type of going on, then we were online and we have this seed offering, this eclipse seed
Oh my God.
offerings, and we're looping
Yeah.
everything to a seed, looping everything to money. And it's like, are we still that naive that this is about money and you need to do this because of the money aspect? Did you give any eclipse seeds, Jesse?
No, but I
Mhm.
want everybody to get on their Cash App and donate 1414 in honor of the 14,000. And God's gonna bless you. And I want you to do it to all four of the panelists. 1414.
All of all 14, 14.
14,
Or the devil
14.
gonna
I
And
or
can
the devil gonna
listen.
kill you.
yeah, are you gonna be blind? You're gonna be blind. Hmm.
Yeah, I had never heard of such a thing. I never. Okay, so I was too young the last time we had the solar eclipse because I think I was younger then,
Hmm.
and I don't remember it being this. I don't remember it being all of this prophecy about the world ending and this that. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And again, I was younger then, so maybe I wasn't in tune to it. But I was shocked this week when I started hearing all of these things. I was so, and I heard
Yeah.
it from multiple places. I didn't just hear it
Yeah.
from one
Yeah.
place, but I
I
heard
heard
it
it
from
from
multiple.
like about five different little things going
Yeah,
around. Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. I
Yeah.
don't even, because here's the thing. It's okay. So what I'm going to say is it's simple science. Now I understand that that might step on some people's toes, but it's science.
It's simple, and that is coming from a real deal, not just certificate, but a real deal educator. Really be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't teach science, but it's just science.
Yeah.
It's science, right?
Yeah,
Like
it is
And
the
the
science.
earth
thing is,
rotates, the sun moves,
Around,
like
yeah,
whatever that is, these things happen.
right,
and I just looked it
exactly.
up. It happens every 1 to 3 years.
It
It
does.
just
In
doesn't
different parts of the
land.
world. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, in different parts of the world, right?
yeah,
And then
Yeah,
it
I
happened in
remember.
Michigan. It
It happened in
happened
Michigan.
here. It happened here about 7 years ago. It wasn't as
mm-hmm,
dark as it was Monday, but
mm-hmm,
it happens every 7 years. So
Yeah,
yeah,
what's the
because
big
even when they
whoop?
were talking about schools were closing, I was like, why are the schools closing?
yeah,
My school
same
didn't
here.
close. Now I wouldn't have been mad if my school had been one
Yeah.
of them, but
Close
mine
it
didn't
then.
close.
Yeah,
Shoot, they
Yeah.
was like, listen, and the eclipse hit in our area right at the time that our school was dismissed. They said they told the kids, "Don't look up at the sun." That was
right,
it. That was all they gave them. And we were
yeah,
out. I mean, we outside. We watched it. When we came out of dismissal, we watched it. We were out there. We had our glasses and stuff, and then we came on home, and that's it.
mm-hmm,
that was it. Yeah, but I'm with Jesse. If y'all want to sow a seed tonight, I'm okay with
Yeah.
And I saw the comment saying she had 14 cent. Boo. We take EBT. We take food stamps
that.
in the name of
You can just
Jesus.
you can just slide it
Child.
Your
on through. Slide it through.
your prophet might not take food stamps, but I do.
But we do. They spin
Child.
just
You
as
said they didn't
well.
want to be responsible for the kids looking up. Child, listen.
Well, I don't want to hold us too long, but got another thing. Just got one more thing, one or two more
All
things.
right.
Thank you, Lord. Come on, Jackie, with the 1414. She came on through with it.
To catch up with Bishop to welcome him to the marriage club. He can't claim being single no more.
I decided to have a bachelor party.
I know it's gonna be good. They probably gonna have some strippers.
Now, what advice you got for me in terms of marriage?
Have sex, and some more sex.
Listen, I made enough mistakes.
He gotta let me in on his secrets. That's why I had to come and talk to you, Bishop. How
America.
did you maintain for 17 years from falling in sin like I did?
Did any of the panelists watch the reunion of the Preachers of LA?
yeah.
No, that would be a
You?
negative.
No. Jesse, did you watch?
I'm not downloading no apps for that mess. I don't care if it's free or not.
Now tell me this. Did you guys watch it 10 years ago on whatever it was on? You didn't
No,
watch
I
it?
never watched it.
Never watched any of the franchise. It really be is into those housewives over there. Those people.
Yeah, but I never watched the preachers because I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
I
Like if I
watched
would get to it now, I probably would watch it to review it. But back
Mhm.
then, I was just watching TV to watch TV, and I just was not interested.
I
Jesse,
watched
what'd you
a
say?
little bit of LA and I watched the whole season of Detroit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Oh,
you
they had a
haven't-
Detroit.
enough.
Okay.
They had a Detroit. They had an Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was a whole franchise. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of
I did not know that.
carnality all over the country.
I did not know that. Look at me missing it.
Leandria
And
was at Leandria was in Atlanta, and that was when she was on there passing out cigarettes to the people on the street.
Oh, thank you for my 1414
Oh,
seed.
they coming in, y'all. The prophet spoke. Jesse, the prophet
Right.
spoke up some money.
Oh, that's when Leandra was handing. I saw that when she was on Ayala, the clip of her handing out the cigarette. Listen, I ain't mad at her for handing out the cigarettes and the condoms and stuff. I ain't mad at her.
Yeah,
If she wasn't doing it in church, she was down on the street ministering to the people down on the street.
And you know what? And there is someone can meet you where you at, wherever you're at.
Yeah, I could see her. She was standing out in front of the church handing out condoms. She was down on them streets, and she was talking to the people who was already out there, and she was trying to minister them to them people. Now, I only saw that clip. I don't know the whole story. I just know that clip.
It's
But I didn't
sacrilege.
see And
JP,
And I
did
didn't.
you watch the reunion?
Yeah, I
thank
did. I watched it.
you.
I watched it, and I watched it when it was, back years ago
Yeah,
when it initially came out. I just watched L.A. though. I didn't watch Detroit or Atlanta, because I followed a couple of those pastors. Of
yeah,
course, Jones and McClendon, and yeah, those were probably the two, which was the reason why I watched it. But the reunion. Well, Loretta is one of the producers for the reunion.
yes, she is. I
Yeah.
and let me tell you, do you think like I think, and it's going to be all about Loretta?
It's going to be a lot about Loretta.
Yep.
Loretta will control the narrative. I will say that
Yes. Yeah.
she's going to control the narrative because what it was interesting to me that when the questions were asked about the attack that she suffered at church a while
Uh
back,
huh.
that Bishop answered the questions, not
She answered
Loretta.
not a
He's
word.
No, she never said anything. He said it still bothers her or she's still, kind of traumatized by it. So he answered all of the questions, which I thought was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, she's, it's going to be interesting. And Ron Gibson,
You
I
mean
don't really
Pimp Daddy Ron, a 9 millimeter packing Ron?
I could not believe that he
These are
stood up
pastors, really be.
and showed
Uh oh,
Uh oh, we losing her.
the gun
we losing JP.
in
Uh
his
oh,
back.
JP, we losing you. You back?
Are you? Okay.
Okay, you back. What'd you say?
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying I was shocked when he stood up and showed the pistol in his back,
Yeah,
back in the back. And he has he's very dogmatic
yeah.
and very, very opinionated and, uses a lot.
Judgmental.
Yeah, very, very much so. And,
Yeah,
and I felt like I felt like Bishop Noel Jones had to put him in check a couple of times.
really did. He really
Yeah,
did. And
which I was
and
like,
I was getting the sense too. It was all about he really likes Loretta.
yeah,
Ron Gibson, really, that's not your wife. Your wife is sitting in the little St. John, little St. John suit. That's your wife, Ron. Look to your right,
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
across the way.
He even said that, if you admire somebody, you desire them. I caught that when he said that. I was
Didn't
like,
you catch that?
yeah,
How many
that was.
desires do you have, really, be?
A lot. Hmm. Listen, I'm single. I got a lot of them.
Yeah,
He is, and you know what, and it kind of goes along. And then he made a statement like, pretty much, you're married, and that's it. That's it. That's all. You know,
yeah. But
Stick with it.
St. James, did you hear Ron Gibson call? And maybe I didn't hear this, but call Bishop Noel Jones a fornicator.
Yes. Yeah. And he
He
pretty
said,
much
"Well,
called
you're
Dietrich Haddon a
fornicating."
fornicator as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like,
Yeah. He's crazy. But I
Had the
look,
one that wife was twerking up on him at the birthday party and everybody tried
that's
to
the
think,
one.
that's
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 him,
Dietrich
right?
Haddon.
Okay. All right. I,
So
Yeah,
I know
my
I know the name hadn't, and I'm
yeah.
just trying to connect some dots. That's
yeah.
all.
That's
I
him.
think you would probably, when the season comes on, really big, I think you would probably enjoy the foolishness.
It's a whole season.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh
coming
yeah.
back. I think this later this month.
Yeah, I think April, did they say 9th? Well, no. See, they first had the season coming out, and then they backed it up and put out the reunion of last season 10 years ago. So I think they have
Uh,
another part of the
Correct.
reunion
Right.
coming out. And then after
so
that, they're going to do the new season.
Yes.
okay.
so
Correct.
Dietrich and his second wife are divorced.
No, they're still together, but
No.
she didn't show up at the reunion.
Right.
I was trying to listen to his reasoning.
Reason. Yeah. He said because her mom passed away not too long ago, and she
Mhm.
felt that being in that space with the preachers and their spouses was going to be a trigger for her. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something that she wasn't ready for. So I didn't understand that because I don't think any of those ladies could be perceived or viewed as a mom except Gibson's wife.
I know
Um,
that's right. Yeah, I don't know
yeah,
what was going to trigger her with
yeah,
those
I don't
ladies.
know. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know, I didn't understand that, but respecting her, the explanation, that's what he gave, and so,
yeah, yeah,
that was my takeaway from it. Like, this
I
is
didn't
what he
see her
said.
in
yeah.
Like,
any of the clips from the season.
no, no,
Mm-mm.
you did not see her, Jesse.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
In
Hmm.
any of the clips. So
Right.
maybe I wasn't. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now that you
And then
mention it,
Clarence McClendon, he's always booked and busy.
I
So
don't think he's coming back.
I don't think he is either. I just don't think,
Mm-mm.
I think they're looping us in. But, Clarence didn't seem like he even was into it in the beginning.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. It's beyond his pay grade. I think or no,
Yeah.
I think he's beyond they pay grade, I think, in his mind. So I
Yeah.
really don't think he will entertain that at all.
Yeah.
So
I think he's really focused on his ministry now because
mhm.
I've caught his live a couple of times, and he seems to be very focused on his ministry, and part of it is his healing ministry, and its ministry took a very different direction. And
Mhm.
I just don't think he wants to incorporate the preachers of LA in that.
Yeah. Someone had made in the comment section, they were like, Holly needs to probably reach out to some other preachers and pastors in LA. I
Mhm.
think, John Terrius Tate, he's single, good and Baptist. That would be an interesting story.
Mhm.
And there's other preachers. I mean, throw Lovey in there.
Oh
I think that
no.
would probably.
Why?
You mean in the preachers of LA?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
get
and the
it.
preachers of
Oh
LA.
yeah,
I
that would
mean,
make good TV.
take
Yeah.
Ron Gibson out. I don't think we need Ron Gibson. I just don't. And someone said he ain't even really got a church anymore. They this machete and not
Oh
hit nobody.
no.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
It's
So I
giving you
think
hop.
don't you do it. Don't you do it. We got a resident U hopper up in here. Listen, they ran me up out of there. I was scared.
They ain't run you.
He
This-
ran you up.
But let
What
me tell you.
happened?
Okay, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you. So I listened to St. James because I said, okay, he ain't come because I know how he be. I know how shady he is, right? So I said, let me hear what had happened down to the to
Mhm,
the to the U Hop
mhm.
with. And what's funny was I'm laughing because I know I don't know that woman. I don't know nothing
But
about,
you know that woman.
but I know that woman, right? And I am laughing because from where you listen, everything you said, I said that is just how them small houses are. Because I've never
Mhm.
been to the LA house. I know that's where they do Communion in January, and I've heard it's a small house. But
Yeah.
from it starting late to the person come rolling up in there like he was on time when he was really late,
I mean,
to to
it
the
was
mama,
crazy.
to the mother got her eye on you. Listen,
Let me tell you,
I'm
when
telling you,
that
if
when
you had
that
gone to,
when that
if you had gone
tambourine stopped, I knew there was a problem. I
to
knew it. I knew there was a God.
and look, I got on the phone and I called my girlfriend. I said, "You gotta listen to this." I said, and we cracked up because baby, we
I was in
know,
tears. I was in tears.
we know because I said he ain't listen, he ain't told no lies. He ain't told no lies because I already know. Trust me, I already know. But I
Listen,
cracked up. I definitely cracked up.
it
I
was
didn't
a
know
it
we.
was a very interesting experience. And when I tell you, I didn't really know if I was going to get to my car and out of there safely because
Now, wasn't nobody gonna get you now, St. James. Wasn't nobody gonna get you.
and you're probably right. And I think I knew nobody was going to get me, but
Wasn't
something in
nobody
my
gonna get
spirit wouldn't let me rest
you.
until I got out of there. Something in my spirit. Listen, hold on now. See, I knew there was some smoke. See, Amanda always got some stuff she be talking about. She said that Dietrich's wife's mama died. in 2015.
Wait, what?
See,
Wait a
that's what I'm
minute.
talking about.
Huh?
That's what I'm talking about.
Dietrich
July
is a
14th
lying
of
wonder. There's
2015?
something going on with them. I
Uh-huh.
knew my spirit wasn't right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good
That's
Mm.
why you
thing.
gotta ask
You
questions.
gotta ask questions. And
Hmm.
he from your part of the town. He from Detroit, Jesse. What y'all be? Why
That's
you
that
so much lying in Detroit?
that's them West Siders. I don't be over there. That's where the U hop at
I just
over
the West
there.
Side. I don't do it.
That's
mm,
terrible.
mm, mm. I just
Mm-mm-mm.
told y'all that don't sound right to me. I knew the story. It wasn't flowing out of his mouth with clarity. And I don't see how somebody like her, because she loves the spotlight. She likes to get on social media. She likes to comment crazy. Now, she'll take her
Mm-hmm.
off her comments and close them down. No, we're
Mm.
not talking about Dr. Joyce. We're talking about uh, uh, Dominique's mama, not Dr. Joyce.
Mm.
So I don't know about that. I think they must be having some issues.
Mm.
Yeah, it's giving
Or
Because
at
that
the
it
Bishop
time of
makes you
that
ageless.
taping,
wonder.
they were having issues.
Makes you wonder. Because
Mm-hmm.
If Amanda could just put this in the chat that she died in July, how many other people know she died in 2015?
Right. Right.
Mm.
Holly Carter, Loretta, we got some questions we need to ask you.
Oh, y'all done made the people mad, telling them easy lies.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, because they're talking about. Denise said, I thought the mom had passed earlier too, based on the post from the past during the pandemic. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I think
Oh
she
wow.
I think they lying to us. I think they lying to us. Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
I never
Well,
did like
time will
that
tell, won't
Dietrich.
it? Huh?
I never did like that
You
Dietrich.
know, he can sing, he can sing, and he can dance,
Yeah,
that kind of
especially
thing.
after how he did Demeter. Yeah.
Well, that whole situation. She was supposed to be over there with Isaac Curry, and he was over there with the one. It was a whole. They was doing a bunch of swapping around that time. Like the gospel music industry around that time, that age, they were like bouncing around. I don't know if they all went to a swingers party one night and their
Oh
heart
my
wasn't right.
God.
I don't know what happened, but
Not to
they
the
were
Like
like.
swingers
Kelly
party.
Price.
To the
Like
swingers
Kelly
party.
Price said.
She said that's all that was going on up there that Sunday best. That's what Kelly
Wow.
said. That's Kelly's
Mm.
testimony. But,
Mm.
one last thing, guys. You guys have been such a wonderful audience and great panelists tonight. But I want to do one last thing to make sure that you are supporting the channel. 1414 seems to be what the prophet prophesied today, because we got some 1414s in the Cash App. So
We
those are the
did, and
Cash.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much.
Appreciate you so much. There's the Really BTV.
And
And
y'all
right
come
there,
on over and check us out over there. We have a good time now.
they
We
do.
definitely
So make
do.
sure you are
I'm over there.
subscribed to Really
Yeah.
BTV and
Ooh,
go to Jesse's page and subscribe there as well. Where are those? I was
yes,
looking
I
for.
gotta go check Jesse out.
Go check Jesse out. Jesse got a video he over there singing and carrying on too. So y'all go over there and check Jesse out.
Okay.
Okay.
Check
Yeah, Ty Tribbett's wife was in
out
the
your-
mix too. She definitely was during that whole little I'll take your wife, I'll take your husband, I'll take your yeah. That went
Hot
on.
tripping.
Ty Tribbett's wife. Yeah. That sanctified orgy. Yeah, long enough that long enough it was sanctified. Allegedly. That's what that's what
That's what they said.
That's what they over there said, JP. They said that
That's
over
what they
there.
said.
Over there. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
One last thing
Really
before
Faces is
we get
killing
out with
me.
Whitehead. He's gonna have a documentary too, really. Did you hear that? That the networks were chasing him for the documentary that he's going. He had to get out of a contract of another one. Now the networks are chasing him down for this documentary. Now,
Nobody is chasing you. Listen, they only chase. Listen, Miss Pauline chasing you down for her money.
everybody's
That part.
chasing after you.
That
Ain't
90,000.
nobody is chasing you down, sir. Nobody.
No
Listen,
matter what you got to
listen.
do.
He, you know what? He one of them people that's like, who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? Like, sir.
But now, can we just speak some realness really quick, really big?
Sure.
If they did a documentary on him or some kind of movie-ish something, I think it would be excellent because he is a whole entire mess. They said, accept your seed, JP. Got to go on your Cash App and
Oh,
accept your seed.
You know,
thank
I
you.
agree. I agree with you 100%, St. James. I think a real documentary would absolutely. I said they need to do an American Greed episode on him.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, though.
that's true.
Here's the problem. Not problem. It ain't no problem. But here's the interesting thing, though. I know, and you probably do too. I know a lot more than what he was even indicted on, than what he was convicted of. He's got so much more dirt and things that he's done to people, and some of them are afraid to come forward and speak. And people that slid stuff in my inbox and sent me stuff and things like that. Sir, you really, I don't even listen. The narcissism, because you really, in his mind, he is really frustrated that people think he's guilty. And I'm like, but you are.
Scoot over, Jesse. Scoot over, Jesse. Get from behind him. There you go.
Oh, because
But he said he's not guilty. He's going to have a lot of proof and documentation.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
because now he's saying Miss Pauline's son was an informant too, child.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
I said, what?
There's been a new development, JP. Now Miss Pauline's son is an informant.
But wait, so my question is, will the documentary follow him to incarceration?
We surely pray to God that it does. July 1st is D-Day.
I'm so mad I can't go to that sentencing because I would be there front and center, but I'm gonna be celebrating my birthday. I'm gonna be in Turks and Caicos, but baby,
and I would not give Whitehead none of my turkey.
Oh, absolutely not. It wasn't even a thought.
Wow.
Baby, that plane ticket been bought. It wasn't even a thought, but I wish I could, because baby, I want to be there to see the look on his face when he get that thing.
That part. That part.
You think they're gonna take him in the handcuffs?
Absolutely. His sentencing, yeah, he going. Because see, the thing about with federal, they're already giving him 3 or 4 months. He got convicted in February. They didn't sentence him until July, so he already got enough time to get his affairs in order. Ain't that an old church song? Get your affairs in order.
Get your affairs in order.
Get your house in order.
Yeah.
Do it today.
Time is winding up. Time is winding up. That's what that Hawkins Stevens said. Get your business straight because time is winding up.
I can't find what I'm looking for. I know we got to wind down St. James. I can't find what I'm looking for, but I was wrong. It's not the Cynthia Erivo one. It's the Aretha Franklin one where Titus played James Cleveland. Titus Burgess first. Now this is the picture. I can't find the one I'm looking for, but that's a picture of him with the afro on. Okay. That's the 1970s James Cleveland. If you go back and watch the Jennifer Hudson Aretha Franklin movie, when they showed James Cleveland when she was getting ready to first come out, like when she was 16, 17, and they got him in that S-curl wig, but his head is shaved in the back and it's got the hairline in the back.
Yeah.
I said, would they do that to that man? But I can't find the picture. But if y'all ever watch the movie again, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby, that wig, that's who that man looked like when I opened up that picture.
Let me answer the question. They say, why is Bishop G.E. Patterson peeking around the corner? Well, Bishop G.E. Patterson represents the spiritual church, the more deep, a homegrown foundational church. Now, on the left-hand side, you have Reverend Ike, and I'll leave that right there. All right. So let's listen to this before we go, and we'll be out of here just one moment. Bishop Bronner out of Georgia.
God is going to put you back together in front of the very people that broke you. He said, I will prepare a table in the presence of your enemies. I'm going to bless you where they can see it. I want them, the very ones that told you, if you leave me, you're going to be nothing. You're not going to make it. You need me. God will show I am the deliverer. I'll move you. You're a dispensable thing. God is the one who is indispensable. And they thought that if they walked out of your life that you would collapse, that your life would implode, that you would be a mess. But God says, no. I'm the rescuer. I am the one. I'll put them back together, and I will empower them to be able to stand in the midst of things, and they won't even understand how you're able to hold everything together after all of the pressure of what you've done with at such a young age. How in the world, how did you raise 2 children and put them through school all by yourself, and you didn't get child support? How could this be? They thought that it would break you. But God is your deliverer. And he is the one that is calling us to say, trust me, because God's working on something. I mean, at the very time when you start seeing other people that started out when you did and now they're way ahead of you, and you're like, God, what's up? What's up with this? God's got a plan. He's working on something. And let me just remind you, you can only get stuck if you stop. Refuse to stop.
Encourage the saints on according to that, Jesse. The chat. Impromptu on the spot. It doesn't have to be that long. You are on mute conveniently. Did you take it out? You're still on mute. JP.
That was a word. That was a word. It was a
Yeah.
word. Listen, you don't have to worry, about the plan, because God has the plan. He's got the master plan. Doesn't matter what everybody else is doing around you. It doesn't matter who gets there first, who gets there last. God has the plan. And I believe that, people can look at you and say, how did you get here when we started at the same time or what have you? But we're looking at the wrong thing. We've left out the master key, and that is God is in control. So you don't worry about, haters and all of that kind of stuff, because it doesn't matter. When God is for you, who can be against you, and why would they waste their time?
Why would they wait? My God, really be?
It got me from the word go. They said he's from Bronner, the Bronner brothers. Bronner.
Yes, the Bronner brothers hair branch.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Thank you. You introduced me to somebody new. I'm gonna have to check him out. But thank you for inviting me. This was so much fun. I was a little nervous because I wasn't sure what I was walking into.
I know. I told her, just trust me. She said, what are we talking about? Don't worry about it.
Right. I said, I trust you. I trust you till I don't.
I wanted to, just kind of pull, if you're sitting in the chat like we have tonight, sitting in the chat and they see something they haven't, pre-seened or what have you, and just put their opinions in the chat. And I just wanted to bring it to life and put it on screen. Jesse, did you enjoy Bishop Bronner? What do you have to say about what he said?
I was about to cry because before we came on tonight, I just had something happen that applied to that, and it's just like people really don't understand the things that you go through when you have a certain level of anointing on your life. And me and my friend was actually talking about that. People, they get jealous, and it's like, baby, I didn't ask for this. I really didn't want it. If you knew the stuff that I had to go through to endure to have this certain level of anointing, just getting out of bed every day is so hard. I felt that. I really felt that. That was needed.
Awesome.
Yes, God.
That was an awesome word.
What's a quick little nugget we can take as a life coach, JP? What's just a quick little nugget you can give us before we get out of here?
Stay confident. Stay confident. trust the process because the process has you in mind, and leave the rest of the things that you cannot handle to the one who can handle it. Enjoy the journey and don't abort the process.
Don't abort the
You
process.
said don't abort the process or don't
Don't
avoid the process?
don't abort the process.
Oh, okay. Got it.
ABORT.
Got
Yes,
it. I like
sometimes
it.
we quit too quick, but don't abort the process because you're on your way to destiny if you don't turn back or give up.
Thank you so much. Really B is a regular on these YouTube streets. JP, you're getting yours together. Jesse got his. Jesse, that is his tag right there. JESSYE. You can pull him up on YouTube and subscribe. What I want to say to JP and Jesse, and I was going to say to River as well, but tonight I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you stepping out of your comfort zones. It's always a little rough here. Now, what you will probably hear after this is it was horrible. It was boring. It was a horrible live. But I want to make sure that you know that you were a blessing to the St. James Show. You were a blessing to everyone in the chat, and you are also a blessing to you. So whatever you may hear, because the naysayers will come, they have come, and they will continue to come. But I want you to be secure in what you did tonight. It was wonderful. It was a blessing. And I hope that we will continue to just get together and just talk about the churchy things, the spiritual things, the carnal things, and the practical things. So thanks again. And make sure you all are supporting and getting those cash apps filled up. And we appreciate all those 1414s that came.
Thank you. Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you for the people who
And if you're watching the replay, wake us up with some 14.
Right. Now wake us up with a cash app.
Wake us up with some cash app.
Gotta go sow these seeds.
Sow these seeds, yes. So let's go get out of here. Let's go have some dinner. Thanks each and every all the mods, and thank you for all the saints that are in the chat. Appreciate it, because somehow we made it, and we will continue to make it. All right. Thank you so much.
Good night.
See y'all.